I'm at our mountain escape right now.
Grand piano.
That's you, Stewart. Go ahead. You going to introduce her?
Sure. Johnny didn't cue that one up very well.
Sorry. I didn't know I was.
I did not know it was time for me to do my outro. This is a running joke. I never know when it's...
As you can understand, this is only our 91st episode, so we're still kind of just...
You're still new!
Still working out the kinks here. Let me kick her out, so that's...
Unbelievable last couple of episodes we've had. Johnny, I like to see you repping Denver. I almost put this hat on, but I didn't want to break the bill.
Oh yeah, understandable.
We've got the Trifecta of Denver, Colorado guests coming on. So
yeah. ExploreColorado.com.
But to paraphrase the Beach Boys, I wish they all could be Colorado.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Finders Flippers Resell Podcast, episode 91. Can you believe that, gentlemen? 91.
Guys, 91. We're officially famous. Our last two videos have just done so well. The stardom level, it's gone to my head already.
Have you been able to fit your head in the room, Johnny?
I went into my local thrift store yesterday and I just started signing things for people. I don't.
You grab the receipts. Here you go. Yeah, I got you. There you go.
They were like, "Do I know you?" And I'm like, "You will," because our pod has 500 views.
You will see soon.
But super excited, guys. We are keeping the Colorado theme going because you know what they say: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The only thing people like more than us are the ladies of Colorado. So we're gonna keep this going as long as we can.
Yeah. So as Johnny said, we're going to keep the Colorado theme going tonight with yet another of our friends from Colorado. And we got Liz Kane tonight, and really looking forward to this. I've known Liz 4 or 5 years. Got to know her first at the Boss Resell Remix way back in 2021, maybe. So. Yeah, she's a lot of fun. Can't wait to spend the next hour chatting with her. So without further ado, let's bring her on.
See, it's Colorado. You got to keep the Colorado going. Colorado's where it's at.
We will only talk to people from Colorado now. It's exclusive. This is an all Colorado podcast.
Well, as you know, we have a very strong reselling presence or resellers here in Colorado.
Okay.
So,
you need to get real jobs. That's the problem with Colorado.
I say that every time I'm on the road on a random Tuesday at 10 a.m. I'm like, why are you guys on my roads? Don't you have a job?
Well, let's check it out. Johnny and I are repping you all tonight.
Oh. Well, then I failed. I'm wearing Alaska. I don't know.
Well, good. I failed as well. I'm wearing Knoxville. So
Visit Knoxville.com, Johnny.
Yeah, we're contractually obligated to have something Knoxville in the show, despite
Alcoa, Tennessee.
Well, I think you're wearing the Colorado stuff just as kind of like an insurance policy in case I flop. The good Colorado stuff will keep going.
This is it.
Right?
Listen, our last two episodes have been very Colorado-centric and have done very well for us. So if this flops, Liz, Meatloaf will still be happy with us because 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
That's awesome. Well, if I fail you, I'm just going to apologize now.
Well, Liz, I want to start off the Air Force.
Yeah.
Were you a part of the Air Force? Is that true?
Yes.
What did you do?
A lie? That's the truth. Yes. Yeah. So I was in the Air Force for 23 years before I retired.
Okay. Well, we thank you for your service.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
My son is actually in the Air Force as well.
Is he really?
He's 2 years in. He graduated from Lackland Air Force Base a couple of years ago, and he's stationed down at Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City. Oh. And he's looking to do 6 months to a year coming up in Japan pretty soon.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice. That's 23 years, and I don't know how I did it. Don't ever mention this to my husband because he is sour about it. My husband, he was active duty, got out, and then I went in.
Oh,
23 years. So we weren't dual military or anything, but we moved every couple years. We never got stationed overseas. So as much as we wanted to every time, I'm like the very few that we just stayed stateside except for my deployments.
okay.
Pretty boring.
So my buddy in high school always knew he was going into the Air Force, went into the Air Force, got stationed in Alaska, was super ticked about it at first, but fell in love with it, right? Just ended up falling in love with it. Long story short, put in for orders for Germany, thought he was going to Germany. They put him in Delaware. He finished out his last tenure and was like, I'm out.
Yeah. I think Germany, so many European places, like we were like ready to just travel, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to go. I was like, oh, come on, let's go. Let's travel the world. And we got to Nebraska.
Well, centralized location. There you go.
So we pinged back through the years. So yeah. And then I retired at the end of 2016 and I found eBay in 2002. It was this little site where you can do auctions. And I was like selling like clothes and baby toys and stuff on the weekends. And I was like, wow, I'm selling the stuff used for more than I bought it new. I think this might be a cool little side hustle. So by the time I had retired, I was like, man, I have friends that are doing this full time. I'm like, I'm not. Well, all my counterparts were out getting government jobs. That was the very last thing I wanted to do. I was done. And so I was like, yeah, I can do this too. And that's what I did. So since 2016, this has been my life.
Well, that was one of my questions. How long had you been on eBay and how long had you been a reseller?
Yeah. So 2002 to 2016, it was on and off part-time, kind of like a year before I retired. I knew that this was what I was going to do,
Right.
So I really just ramped it up just so I could prove to myself that I could do it. It's worked.
Well, here you are.
Yeah.
Just real quick, let's say hi to Max because we just started talking reselling. This will be when he'll join the podcast. So, hey, Max Dawson.
9 minutes in, Max is not going to be happy.
Hey, Max, welcome.
Welcome to the show, Max.
Liz, how crazy was 2002 eBay, though? I know I started in 01. Stewart, I think you were late 90s, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, that was more Amy selling a few clothes. So we didn't do a whole lot. But yeah, I mean, I do remember having to wait on money orders and things like that.
Yeah.
So.
I just remember clicking on titles and hoping they had pictures. But you had to click on the title to find out if they had photos.
Yeah,
But the
pictures
title
were
was
not
shirt.
required back then. So
Shirt, hat,
Yeah.
coffee mug. I mean, that's exactly what we did. We was all auctions, somebody would buy something for $12.50 and they would send you a 20 in the mail and you'd tape their change to a piece of paper and say thanks and mail it off to them. And there was and this kind of, I recently, within the last couple of months, I was talking to somebody about this and we're talking about, the good old days of eBay or the good old days of reselling. And I'm like, but were they really the good old days?
No, awful.
Like we had to stand in line at the post office. There were no shipping supplies. There were no online, none of this was streamlined. What we do now is so streamlined. Right.
And you really had no idea how much it was going to cost to ship something until you got to the post office.
Exactly.
So when you sold that heavy thing for $20 and shipping was $24, and you thought, well, that's it.
Last thing I'm selling on eBay.
or you could put like 47 20-cent stamps on the package.
Yeah.
That too. Or you had to know what nights you could list because it was just all auctions. So Thursday nights you didn't go because you couldn't compete with friends. Right? So you never listed on Thursday night. Sunday night. So you just worked all day Sunday so that Sunday nights your auction would end.
I had my first valuable life lesson from 2000s eBay. I was an 18-year-old with my first credit card. So, unlimited capital at this point. And I had bought something, sent a check, and the guy had sent me a message back and said, hey, you were $5 short, which I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But I was like 18 and I'm like, well, whatever the guy says. So I put a $5 bill in an envelope and just mailed it. And then was like, hey, where's my item? And he's like, I never got the $5. You're not getting your item. And I was like, lesson learned.
Yeah, it was the wild, wild west of reselling.
So, Liz, you've got some bins behind you. It looks like it's stocked full of clothing. Is that your specific thing that you sell, is clothing?
It is. Mostly. I actually just made an Instagram post about a vase that I just found and sold. You know, do I like selling breakables? Absolutely not. But I like money more. So, you know, but yeah, I am mostly clothing and I'm mostly thrifted, but I've got my retail arbitrage game floats when my stores deliver.
Gotcha.
But clothes is what I know. I started out with kids stuff, you know. I had 2 boys, so it was toys and baby clothes. Way back, so who remembers the eBay? Well, they're still there. The eBay message boards. It was like the OG social media. It was before Facebook. I was on the message boards and there was a clothing board, a kids clothing board, a vintage clothing board, and then they merged. So I went from the kids clothing board to the overall clothing board. And then it was like this world kind of opened up and I was like, oh, I don't know anything about like what are good men's clothes or women's clothes. And I learned that way. And I was like, well, there's money to be made there too. And that just kind of started along the process of clothing. Why clothing? Everybody wears clothing. Mm-hmm. Like it's a necessity.
Yeah,
every day.
Mean, I don't know. I'm sure that there's an island somewhere where it's not a necessity, but you know, everybody wears clothing. Fashions change, seasons change. It's always going to be in demand. It's just about knowing, you know, the different fashions and what's going to sell and what's not going to sell. Mm-hmm. And we all have our little niches that we kind of know.
Mm-hmm. Where do you usually source from?
Typically, so I have a couple of retail places where I know managers, so closeout places, and love them to death. And I will bring them goodies and treats for texting me and giving me heads up on clearance and sales days. And really our local thrift stores. So I know you just had Maggie on from ARC, and I know that we did the ARC tour. ARC has a strong game here. So ARC, and believe it or not, our Goodwills are actually pretty good here. Mm-hmm. Our Goodwills are really good. Yeah. Not even just the bins, but the regular Goodwills are decent here. And then a couple little mom and pop local chain thrift stores.
Okay. Do you hit the bins? You mentioned the bins. Do you hit those every now and then?
You know what? I love the bins, but I have to pass like 15 thrift stores to get to the bins. It's 15 minutes down the street. Mm-hmm. Like I literally pass a bunch of stores. So when I get down to the bins, and if I don't pull something within the first 15 minutes, my brain starts thinking of all the other places I could be right now. Right. So I do like a good bins trip. Occasionally we'll get together. We have a group of sellers here. I'll do a meetup and be like, hey, let's meet at Dunkin' Donuts that's in the parking lot of our bins. Be like, hey, let's grab a cup of coffee and let's go all shop together. Those are the times that I'll stick around. Like when I'm in big groups, that's when I like to go to the bins.
How do you approach the meetups?
We, so for those meetups, we really just get together and talk shop for about a half an hour. Like, hey, what's new? This is what's going on. And then really just like saying hi to old friends, right? That we haven't seen for a couple months. And then we just go shop together. Everybody has their own niche and specialty. And I think what's really cool about that, and I don't know if you guys have done the group shopping trips. I know Stewart, we've been. What I find really cool about that, whether it's the bins or other places, is we can be like, oh, I wouldn't have picked that up. Why did you get that? Or, hey, have you heard of this brand? No. Or I learned something. I don't know. Somebody might be a plush seller. And they're like, oh, no, I always pick up these brands. So, kind of that mental note in the back of my head to where we're learning from each other.
It's almost like an open textbook to see where people are going in different paths.
Yeah. And then also, like, I can't dig for hours. I'll stand back and we'll just chat. And then we're like, okay, let's go work for a little bit. Okay, let's chat. It makes for a fun shopping day. I'm kind of a little bit different than some sellers in my category. Maybe it's because, I don't know if it's because I've done it for a while, but shopping is not my favorite part of this business.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a very unpopular opinion. I know a lot of people love it. I'm one of those people, I'd rather get up in the morning, just be gone all day and not have to leave the house for 2 weeks.
Right.
So, if I can.
Well, that's how my wife is too, though. Like if she's at the bins and she's not finding things for like 15, 20 minutes, like her brain goes like, I'm wasting time here.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about the Denver bins, you guys, they hustle. I mean, kudos to those guys, because those bins are rotating all the time. And here in North Carolina, it could be an hour, it could be a half hour, it could be 2 hours. And so she's like, I can't do it. There's too much out there.
Yeah, I don't think that I could do if it was every couple hours. Like, so I'm in Colorado Springs, so I'm about an hour south of Denver. Ours are the same. You're digging and then you're looking over and you're like, oh, they just put this out 5 minutes ago, but they're pulling out another bin. Should I line up or stay? And it's constant. I think they stop for lunch. Maybe. I don't know.
So what is your it's winter now, right? So like what is your order? You're walking into a thrift store. Where are you going first? Like, how do you move through?
Do you completely honest?
Mm-hmm.
Totally transparent? Depends on my mood.
Yeah.
I have no strategy. I have zero strategy. I'm not
Some days get out of my way.
Really, I mean, it just depends. So it's winter time. Of course, I mean, once they put out, kind of like ARC says, they do seasonality, right? So ARC thrift stores will put stuff out seasonally. So I know at Halloween time, they hold back all of their vintage and all of their Halloween and all of their Thanksgiving. And so I know that when I go to ARC in September, October, I'm going right to the Halloween stuff to dig for that gunny sack dress, to dig for Western wear, to dig for that kind of stuff. And then I'll hit the rest of the store. Let's just say I sell a $150 sweater today, and then I go shopping. Sweaters are on my mind. So I'm like, ooh, I want to find that same thing. Or if I see something on Instagram, like, oh, these shoes do really well for me, and this is all that I've sold this month. Shoes are on my mind. I'll hit shoes first.
Yeah.
There's no science to my madness.
Do you go into men's at all, or do you just do women's?
I'll do men's. It depends on how good the hauls are that day.
Yeah.
So do you ever find that you base where you go on like who else is in the store? Not necessarily people you know, but if somebody's already digging through a certain section of t-shirts, do you go to like that another closed section first, or do you have anybody you do run into that looks for exactly what you look like, and you like skip a section because they've probably pulled everything that you would pull?
Oh, do you have a local nemesis that you don't know is your local nemesis?
Like Marjorie Volpon.
Doppelganger.
I don't, but okay. So I will joke. Okay, but there's not. But I do run into people that I know. There are so many thrift stores here. I mean, Johnny, you've been to Denver.
Yeah.
There's just a thrift store on every corner. Seriously, we have 4 ARCs just in the Colorado Springs. So Colorado Springs, we are a very long and skinny town. We're like 20 some miles long. So as you're going up and down, I don't even know how many. There's 4 ARCs. I don't know how many Goodwills. The Goodwill outlet. The church thrift stores, there's no shortage. I run into people I know, whether I recognize them, they recognize me. We have some really cool YouTubers that live in the area, some really good online sellers that live in the area. I don't know if you know Ginger Marvin, Kathy.
Yeah.
She's down the street. I'll run into her occasionally. She's out more than I am. Crystal, I mean, we just have a great group of people. There's one, and Maggie mentioned her when you were on the podcast. And I call Mid-Mod Marion. She calls them the Mod Squad. Her Instagram is amazing. She sells everything that I don't. She knows all the mid-mod stuff. I know very little about collectibles and 70s, and I don't sell on Instagram. But every time I pass the arc that she goes through, I'm like, I'm going to get her today. I'm going to beat her to it. But she's always on my mind because she has such a good, strong presence that every time I pass, and I call it her arc, I'm like, I'm going to beat her to it. Let me see if I can outsmart her today. But no, I don't. And I think that because we're all looking for different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all have different knowledge levels. And I think that any seller that's been in this game long enough can attest to this, that I can have something in my store for a year and it will get no views, no traction, no anything. And I could be like, Stewart, oh my gosh, I can't believe this hasn't sold. And I can show it to him. He's like, oh my gosh, give it to me. And he could sell it for $50 tomorrow.
Yeah.
I run into it. I know there's a friend of mine, Katie Zilverberg. I've literally had stuff in the trash can. I was like, Katie, I thought of you, but this thing, I can't get the stains out. It's got tears. She's like, no, I've literally pulled things out of my trash can, mailed it to her, and she sold it for $50.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I can't sell it.
Yeah, eBay definitely eBay tells you what you're going to sell, right? Like we could not sell pants for the life of us. And we stopped really picking up pants because we're like, we don't sell pants.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came across like 6 or 7 pairs of jeans one day that we were like, we just can't leave these behind. They're too good. And they all sold immediately. And then pants that had been sitting for eons are just flying off the shelves. And it's like eBay's like, you are a pant seller now.
Yes, you can have it this week.
Yeah.
Not next week, but you can have it this week.
There's too many examples of that sort of thing happening that eBay does. They're doing something in the background. I don't know what it is, but my brother and I will talk all the time, and it's just like that. We'll have something that's been sitting for 2 years in your store, and then, maybe something you have a quantity of 5 on, and they'll all 5 sell in one day when they've been sitting there for 2 years to different parts of the country. And then anything like that will also sell that day. So it's just, it's happened too often to just be coincidence, but
I know. Well, and I notice when I do my retail arbitrage hauls, sometimes it's not about the item or the brand. It's, can I get this item? So I'll give an example. I went into a 99-cent sale and I got things that were between $30 and $58 MSRP, but it was all baby clothes. I don't care to sell kids clothes or baby clothes unless I find the occasional good outerwear or vintage piece, right? But kids clothes aren't top of mind. But I'm like, 99 cents, one picture, I can get 10 of this one and 30 of this one. And it's a no-brainer. I will invest, $500 into this, right? We'll just see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, I'm getting bundle orders.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm a kids clothing seller. So any little odds and ends kids clothes that I had in my store were also selling with those. So I do think that there is something to it. And I see that when I get like a massive amount of, let's say, plus size blouses or men's wool vests. I can get, when those come about in bulk for me, it'll kind of like kickstart that category. But after all these years and everything I know, I'm still kind of an everything seller.
Now, where else do you sell besides eBay?
So I do eBay. Poshmark is my number 2. I've like broken up with Mercari. I cannot tell you how many times, but I did get back on there in June after I totally drug them through the mud. It's going all right.
Anytime you drag a platform through the mud, Liz, it's just captivating. It's captivating.
They're like, what? Okay, we're going to show you. So I hate all of them. No, so and Mercari, and then I just started on Depop because everybody's buzzing about it. Fees, we all have our cross listers. If we cross list, I'm like, let me just try it at least for the month of December, just to put my retail arbitrage stuff, one more marketplace. So yeah,
I was on a roll with
Depop
Depop, and it had sold 2 hand fans plus something else in like a month. So I'd sold 3 things in a month, and now I'm back to, they've got some issue. I can't even list a Depop. If it's not clothing, the categories won't work. I mean, and I've verified this with other people. They're having the same issue. And since I don't sell hardly any clothing, I've only listed, I think I've listed 2 pieces of clothing this week. So I've listed 2 items on Depop. But everything else, it just says category not found, even though you're clicking on the suggested category on the Depop screen. So I've opened a ticket. I heard something back like immediately, well, this must be this. And then like 3 days have gone by and I haven't heard anything else to my response. So Johnny, I know you've got a lot of pull with Depop. So
yeah, I was going to say, I bent over backwards to get you back on that platform.
I know, and they've just.
Johnny, I want you to encourage him just to go ahead and release Depop, okay? Just end it now, Stewart.
Well, Depop and Mercari, I could easily just quit listing there, and it would not modify my bottom line too much. So
I honestly just are those 2. I'll probably drop them in January, like after the holidays. Like right now, I'm like just thinking about the holidays and getting stuff sold. After that, I mean, really at the end of the day, I could be like, oh, but like I've sold 1 pair of boots on Depop, but I just started there like 2 days ago after a couple year hiatus,
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
It's been interesting. This has been the first month ever, December so far. Now, granted, we're only 4 days in, but eBay's not my number 1 platform this month. It's actually Etsy. It's got 48% of my sales versus eBay's 37%. And I mean, Etsy's been, even in November, it was really close. Etsy's been absolutely off the charts, like good for the last 2 months. It's been crazy.
You know what? My eBay seller friends that I know that sell on Etsy, I don't sell on Etsy. I just don't have enough inventory that goes there. All of my friends have been doing better on Etsy. November coming into this month.
Well, they've been advertising very heavily on TV, like as we're a gift platform.
Mm-hmm.
Come to Etsy, buy gifts, and I
Gotcha.
probably 15% of what I sell's got a gift message attached to it. So
nice.
I'm sure that has something to do with it. So,
Stewart, are you still making handmade fans for your store?
Yeah, I only sell my handmade things on, the china that I do on my wheel in my basement, and like the glassware that I blow. That's all I sell on Etsy. So,
Liz, do you know in Ghost where they made the clay pottery?
Yeah.
See this mug I made the other day?
Did you throw that mug last week?
Yeah,
Is that your kiln right there behind you?
And this beautiful diamond cut glass thing. I mean, it's
that's your welding mask back there. I can see that. Or what is it? The mask that the glass people? It's a welding mask, right? We're going to call it a welding mask and be done with it.
Stewart, I want you to give us a preview of how you make your jams and jellies. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I'll pull my apron out next episode, and we'll head to the kitchen, and so everything's handmade here at Franklin Hill Ventures.
That's right.
No, but speaking of that, it is. I'll tell people I sell on Etsy, and they say that exact. Oh, do you make stuff? I'm like, no, it's that's not all you can sell there. There's still this general consensus among a lot of people that if you don't make it, you can't sell it, and then they have a very, very generous definition of vintage. It only has to be 20 years or older. So, and that's a rolling, so yeah. If you're not selling on Etsy and you're a vintage seller like me, definitely look at it, because you can get higher prices for sure. Like that's the only platform I charge calculated shipping, with close to the same base price as everywhere else. So it's, so to the 500 who watched us last week, they now know never to buy anything from me on Etsy.
The 600 that's going to watch this week.
Yes. So
There you go. There you go. Liz, she's wanting to go to number one with us, right?
Come on. I'm a little bit competitive. Come on.
you only got to pass Raccoon and Maggie, and you'll be number one. So,
well, Maggie's no surprise. Maggie can run a podcast like nobody's business.
Yeah, it wasn't even our podcast last week. She was just like, all right, boys, hop on. We're going for a ride. And
sit down and let me tell you something.
Okay. Well, you just got to start off mentioning Dolly, see, and then let it go. Yep. So
right.
And then Chantel was so much fun too. And it was funny because at the beginning she was like, I'm just so nervous. But then it's like, once we got her going, she was just, she was awesome.
Yeah.
And she was the most prepared guest we've ever had, I think.
Yeah, she was too prepared. It was terrible.
No, she's amazing. Yeah, I met her. You know what? It was through Consignment Chat's Facebook group. I can't remember. I think that they just did like a roll call, like, where's everybody from? And she put Denver. And I was like, oh, have you ever been to a meetup? She's like, well, no. I was like, well, sign up and I'll go. And I'll drive up to Denver. And she's the most awesome person.
Yeah, she's super sweet. So the first time I actually met Consignment Chats through Stewart, found out that Molly and I live in the same town, and then found out that she lives 2 blocks over.
Does she really?
Yeah.
Okay, that could probably be like dangerously fun.
Yeah.
That could be dangerously fun.
But it was so funny. We were filming an episode, and it was the first time we had met him because Stewart was like, I'm going to bring Consignment Chats on. I know all of them, yada, yada. And we were just talking about where in Greensboro that we live. And she's like, I live there. Literally 2 blocks. So.
Shared addresses. So
but
that's
funny
convenient.
How it really is just a small community,
It is. Well, that's just kind of cool that you met that way and not like, oh, we met through a reseller group that, yeah.
When you do your meetups, is it through, is it an eBay meetup, or do you just call it an eBay meetup, or not really at all?
So I'm probably eBay's worst meetup leader because I do it kind of, but they let me do it because I'm like, well, I'm not going to do it so I first started in 2019. I was like, yeah, I want to do a meetup here on the north side of town. And it was just me and 2 people. We're like, well, if we're going to sit together and drink coffee, we should invite other people to come and sit and drink coffee with us because all we're doing is talking about eBay. Right. And maybe somebody that can come and join us, they have more knowledge than us and we can learn from them. Started in late 2019, 2020 hit. We had 2 meetups and then COVID hit. So, and my whole big scheme is every 3rd Wednesday at 3 p.m. we're going to meet in the same place. And I think that sounds great. And I cannot give enough kudos to meetup leaders that do that. I can't.
Until it always felt like it was the third week.
Yeah. So I do it every quarterly-ish when I feel like it. But I do it. I do run the meetup. It's called Seller Circles now through the official eBay platform. But it's not this is eBay and this is all we can talk about. And no, that's just the platform we use to notify people.
That's cool.
That we're going to get, and they will send me swag to give out to people if I request it. I'm quarterly-ish.
So, Liz, what do you not like about meetups? I'm sure there's a lot of things to like about them. What do you not like about them?
Really, there's not. It's about me. It's timing, finding let me carve out a day or a time. And then if I will do mine a little bit different. Everybody's different. So if anybody's listening that wants to get together at a local, they're called seller circles, but a meetup, right? And you look on the eBay sellerevents.ebay.com and find one in your area. It may be just an informative one every single time. So some people run them every time we're going to talk about an eBay topic. Or every time we're just going to go shopping, or every time we're just going to get together and network. I mix it up. Sometimes it's going to be, let's meet Saturday at 8 a.m. at Dunkin' Donuts, and at 9 o'clock, we're going to walk into the Goodwill outlet and we're going to shop until whenever. Other times it's going to be, we've done the warehouse tour up in Denver. Let's do the warehouse tour of ARC thrift stores. Sometimes it's, let's just go get margaritas and nachos and talk about the week. The hardest part is coming up with a solid topic and keeping a bunch of resellers in a room for an hour on topic.
Yeah.
Which I don't care. Like I always say, I'm not the knower of anything. I'm the gatherer of people, and we're just going to talk about whatever we talk about. But here's a topic. We'll talk about it. If you guys don't want to talk about it, we'll talk about Poshmark.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. But that's probably it. And really, because there's no time that's a good time for everybody.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I want everybody to be able to make it if they want to. But that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
That's probably the downside to it. So
real quick, Liz, and I know this has been beat to death, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but after everything you've done around the new eBay fees that are coming out and having eBay come talk to all of us and just any research you've done, have you changed any of your opinions on it? Is there any positives you see to it? Because I know, the immediate reaction from everybody was just like, this is the worst thing, the sky's falling. And, and then I haven't found anybody who says it's great. But, there's people like, I'm pretty go with the flow. So, I'll just deal with it. But I was just curious, after eBay talked to us, after anything else that's happened, have you changed your opinion at all or found anything to take away that's positive from it?
So the eBay promoted listing fees changed it starting in January. So Stewart's known me for a while. I'm like the eBay cheerleader. I'm sure I have pom-poms. Wait, maybe I threw those away last week. But I'm an easygoing. I defend a lot of stuff. I'm like, hey, don't let it get you down. This is the worst change in over 20 years on eBay that I've been on. So what I did is I hosted a meetup or a seller circle, and I did it virtual. And I invited a couple people from the eBay ads team on to where they could explain themselves, clear the air, let us ask questions, let us vent. Stewart, you were there. I think it was a good meeting. Absolutely nothing's changed. There's no positive sign to it. I have not changed my mind. I still think it's a fee grab. I think it's still a slap in the face to sellers that have been selling on their platform that continue. I know you had a guest a couple weeks ago that was like, yeah, but the new sellers that come on the platform, not really that big of a deal. And some sellers already say, oh, I already expect 100% of my sales are going to be from promoted listings. And that's what I work on. And if only 50% sell from promoted listings, then that's a bonus. That's great if that's how your business runs.
But that's also like a separate, like you can in your head say everything sells promoted, but at the end of the day, there's actual physical numbers and money.
There is.
Like, it's not like.
Yeah. And I will tell you, and my answer is going to be different from a lot of sellers. And the reason being is the last 5 years, I've been deeply involved. Personally, deeply involved with eBay. A lot of my time given to eBay through seller circles, through speaking at eBay Open, I do so much free crap behind the scenes to where it's personal to me. Like, I know these employees. I know eBay. I am the first one to tell them it's a big slap in the face. That's how I feel personally, because I take it personal because of everything that I've done with eBay. I can't let this one go. I cannot say anything positive about it. I'm still mad about it. Is it going to happen? Yes. Am I still going to sell on the site? Absolutely. Will I still say, hey, eBay's the premier spot for my buyers to come and find me? Yes. Do I still have my pom-poms? No. Am I still going to promote eBay like I have? Absolutely not. It's personal.
So will it change the way that you not promote eBay, but do your listings, promoted listings?
So I'm going to go. So I'm going to once after the holidays, like during the holidays, I promote a little bit higher. I do a little bit different just because I need to captivate my audience. And I do feel like when you're selling new with tags, multi-quantity, you kind of need that edge, especially in a saturated market. I know that when I sell these things, it's not a big deal. Come January, I'm going to do the same strategy. I'm going to give it a month, and I fully expect that at least 80% of my sales will be from promoted listings, but I need to see what that looks like.
Yeah.
I will likely still promote. It depends. Probably not as much as I do. Like during the holidays, I do 7%.
Yeah.
What do you do
Typically,
normally?
I do
the minimum?
Like 4.
Yeah.
But I might dip it down to 2. I don't know. I'll see. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that.
And the interesting thing to me will be to see, because I mean, right now you're having all this knee-jerk comments. I'm just going to quit promoting. I'm going to quit promoting. I'm not going to promote any listings. So not that it's a positive that, but does that mean that the people who do promote are going to start selling more because less people are going to be promoting? Your listings will be seen more. I don't know. But, for now, I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm not going to really change my promotion strategy at all. I'm just going to watch closely how much do my cost go up.
So, and I'm going to look up something really quick. This is what I think. This is just my gut is what's telling me, because we've seen so many changes across eBay over the years. Typically, and I mean, I saw it with managed payments. I was in the beta with that, to where when managed payments rolled out, I helped kind of like, it's okay. It's not that bad. Yes, 3 days. Did I like it? No, but I understood it, right? Promoted listings. Did I like it? No, but I understand it. This, I don't like it. And I understand that it only benefits eBay's pockets.
Yeah.
We're getting no benefit from it, period. We're getting nothing.
Is this worse than if they just raised their fees?
To me, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
is that because
I can guess all day. I can throw a couple different scenarios and think about it. But what I was going to say without looking this up is, and we hear this in our community, right? Because we're so connected to our community, right? Through Facebook, through Instagram, through TikTok, through YouTube. How many sellers are there on eBay? Like a lot, billions of sellers. I was going to look that up, but we're only hearing thousands say they're going to do that. So I don't really think that it's going to change a whole lot. I mean, I think sellers will just, yes, they will lower their ad fees, which means let's just say all 4 of us continue to promote. We're going to probably see, like my gut's telling me, we're going to see the same exact thing. We're just going to be paying more.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see, kind of like luxury taxes. They raise taxes on luxury items thinking they're going to get all this new revenue in. But what happens is people just quit buying those and buy other things. So I'm curious to see, and it's probably like you said, there's so many sellers on eBay and you're only hearing this outrage from, a very small percentage. But I guess the possibilities there, they do this, they actually lose revenue because they're getting more percentage, but less people are promoting. Right. So, and that's, I don't know if that will happen or not, but it's always a possibility.
I think some things may have come to light with this. One of the things that was said was, but the more clicks you get, the more impressions, the more clicks, the more the eBay algorithm favors your item. So one of the things people were saying was, good, start your promotions at 10% and lower it. Okay, we're all listing things every day. Yeah. And most of it, not all of us, but a lot of sellers just promote everything. Yeah. Like there was somebody in this meeting that has, 10,000 listings. She's not going to babysit every single listing, and she's not going to babysit every single item that she lists every single day to see when it was put into a promotion, when it was lowered. But the idea was start everything high, get the clicks and impressions, and then lower your fee to 2%. Nobody's going to chase that. Not when you've got thousands of listings. Now, could it work for somebody that is part-time that may have, I don't know, 100 listings, or that's a high volume, they only have 10 SKUs, but they sell 20,000 a month?
Yeah.
That could work for them. Me, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm just going to evaluate it. I'll probably lower my promoted listing fee, which maybe we'll be able to get away with that. But at the end of the day, I mean, I struggle with this sometimes. I'm like, I need to find like my lowest producing month and then just end all promoted listings and see how it goes for 3 months. Because at the end of the day, a quality listing is going to win.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're just not going to be seen in as many places. And I think that, we kind of lose sight of that because of where the promoted items are shown. It's in other people's listings. It's in the end of sale purchase screen. It's in emails. So I don't know.
Do you do the offsite promotions, Liz?
I've tested it.
That's where I've had my most bang for the buck. Cause I track how much I'm spending on priority versus the standard versus the offsite, and offsite by far one thing you can put a budget of $30 a day in and you hardly ever get more than $5. They don't, all the others, you'll hit your budget no matter, what it is.
Right.
Offsite you don't. And that's the one where my sales far outweigh what I spent.
So your ROAS, your return on ad spend is pretty good on offsite.
And I try not to get too hung up on individual promotions and what my return on ad spend is, because I try to just look at everything I sell, because I think, there even things you don't sell promoted may have somehow, you're still selling it on eBay. So, your advertising budget, but
right.
But yeah, I was just curious if you did the offsite ads, because that's the one that I have the highest budget, but it doesn't ever meet it. And I sell a whole lot out of that particular bucket.
So, and that's one thing that I will likely test. So I like to test things when they come out. If I get, every once in a while, sellers will get a marketing coupon. I don't know what to call it, but it'll be like, hey, you've got $100 to spend on offsite ads, or we're going to give you 75% off promoted stores up to $200. Try this out. I will use and test those every single time. I will tell you the absolute worst return was promoted stores.
I tried that. I didn't sell anything. I literally never sold one thing. I left it running for 2 months. I got a lot of clicks. I thought, well, people are seeing my store, so I'll let it run for, another month and see if I sell anything. I didn't, so I turned it off. But
yeah, but the offsite, I'm going to probably consider turning off general and turn on offsite for a month, maybe 6 weeks, to see how it goes. But not compare it to my November and December. There's no way I can compare it to that, right? But I'm going to go back and look and see. I probably spend a good $250 a month in promoted ads. So maybe I'll go and dump that into an offsite for a month. I'm still going to sell stuff. My Poshmark, I just had my best Poshmark month ever. And I've been on Poshmark since 2019-ish. And I just had my best month ever, despite having a 0 sales day, despite getting suspended, despite all the problems that they've had. eBay's not the only option nowadays.
Do you promote on Poshmark?
No.
Yeah, that I tried. That talking about a black hole of just throwing your money away.
I've had that because I've done promoted advance on eBay. No, like if you're on Instagram, you can go to my highlight reels and look. I was just wondering when I did that the other day, and I went and I did it in March, and I did a whole 30-day test, and every day I documented, like, this is where I'm at. This is how many clicks I got. This is what sales I got. This was the report. I probably sold half of what I spent in ads. It was bad. But eBay gives really good reports, like really good reports. Poshmark's like, this item was clicked, and that's all you get. You get nothing else. Like, what keywords did they use? No, we're not going to give that to you. So you're not getting, I don't know.
Well, Liz, I'm going to shift things a little bit. If you could go back and talk to the person that just came out of the Air Force about reselling, what would be some things that you would tell that new reseller of who you were back then?
Like, to tell somebody that's getting out of the military and coming reselling?
No, tell yourself that just came out of the Air Force. What would you go back and tell yourself?
Relax a little. Because I went full steam, straight to full steam, and I almost burnt myself out that first year. Like, I felt like I had to do everything all the time. Like, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't, like, I was like, I would get up at 3 a.m. going, okay, but if I get up now, then I can get everything done. Because that was my life, my last 9 years in the military. I had 2 phones, and I worked directly for a general. And I was on call all the time. And before that, I did 7 years of special duty. I did recruiting duty. Go. And I didn't know how to be like, it's okay. It's okay to relax and breathe. So I almost burnt myself out that first year trying to prove myself to myself when I didn't have to.
And the reason why I'm asking you that, because you have different people getting in and out of reselling, and that seems to be some of the trend. They burn out really quickly. What could you tell somebody that's just now coming into the resale game and to say, look, when you come in, like you said, come at it slowly. You don't have to. Rome wasn't built in a day.
Right. Yeah. Don't compare yourself to others.
Right.
Don't compare yourself. Find somebody that's 1 step ahead of you, not 10 steps ahead of you. So that's what I did. I would find somebody in the community and I would stalk them. Like, if I saw somebody post on Facebook and I'm like, I like what they're posting, let me go check out their store. Ooh, I have 400 listings. They have 800 listings. I want to be them in 6 months. Let me study them. And I would just go through and be like, okay, what are they listing? What are they doing? What are they posting about? Are they posting like a checklist of things that they're doing today? And then once I beat them or caught up to them, I would find somebody else. Okay, who's got 1,000 listings? Whose average selling price is where I want mine to be? So it was kind of, I would gamify reselling. Like, okay, Stewart's like, I'm selling clothes, but if Stewart's doing better with books, could I make the shift to books? You
just said you sold something like Stewart sells. Is that what you're doing now? You're studying Stewart? And
yes, that's exactly it. I've got a jam business. Actually, I have a whole canning. I'm growing blueberries right outside my basement window.
The China Queen of Colorado Springs.
Yeah, the China Queen of Colorado, Stewart.
No, but you're like, I'm like, well, so I would study other sellers that are doing well. Or that I perceive doing well. And I would go look at their stores. So I would say, don't compare yourself to the people. Like, I know now I wasn't confident in what I was doing, which is why I went full speed, right? Because I wasn't as good as the seller on Instagram that was doing stories every day that was like, I'm a 7-figure reseller. And I'm like, I need to be no, what do I need? Like, know yourself and what you need. Don't compare yourself to somebody that's 10 steps ahead of you or 10 years ahead of you. But I will say, I will not say that somebody that's been in the game for 20 years is doing better than somebody that's in the game 2 years.
Yeah.
So I can also learn from somebody that's just starting.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what's great about this business. Like I can look back and be like, ooh, what are they doing? How are they so successful in 2 years? Oh, it's because I'm caught up in my own head on processes that are old school, and I need to get out of that.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of resellers hear the thing, just get started.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be fair to say just get started, but go at it slowly when you do start?
Yes and no.
So no, it's kind of a push
It's
pull.
so complicated because I know I've heard resellers just take like actual words to heart, like, just do it. So they're like, okay, I'm just going to do it. But I also will tell you, there's a medium. There's a happy medium. I had a lady that came to my meetup for almost a year and a half, and she never listed anything. She liked the idea of selling. She had things to sell. She was just afraid to sell. So she was the slow, like, I'm learning. I'm like, okay, 2 years is too long. Like, bring it to the next meetup if you have to bring something, and we're going to make you list it.
Right.
But then I also know people that are like, oh, I'm just going to go. And they will dump a bunch of money into stuff and not pick the right items to sell. Or they will pick items thinking I can get $50 for it when in reality probably get 10.
Yeah.
There's just this happy medium. And I don't, I shouldn't say that I'm trying to choose my words wisely. I say go for it, but learn from your mistakes and know that mistakes will be made.
See, that's where Johnny and I are with Stewart. We know Stewart can list something and get it $50, and Johnny and I would get it for $5. So we're trying to get him to list things for us. We're shipping stuff to him.
Stewart, are you listing stuff for us now? Can I send you over some things?
If you saw my garage, it would be in a long line of things to be listed. So yeah, send it on. I'll put it in the queue. So,
right. So, but like Johnny, you and Lizzie, you guys mostly close, right?
Yeah.
You guys do freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It's probably like 98% close that we do.
And Wes?
I list everything and anything.
Everything. Yeah.
Wes is just a collector.
Yeah, I'm a museum curator.
Well, I know we're all in like different parts of our research, and we're all at different, like, you've got a job. Some people sell part-time. Some people sell as a hobby. Some people are like, I'm not going to eat tomorrow if I don't sell. Right. So there's like this big umbrella of unsellers, resellers.
Well, I see a lot of different resellers as individual teachers to me, because like you said earlier, you can learn different little aspects from different people, and you can basically, it's like a la carte. You can make it your own, however you want it to be for you.
Yes.
So that's what I like about reselling.
Yes. Yeah, and I know that I can go full steam and burn myself out for 2 weeks, and then just take 2 weeks off.
Yeah,
if I wanted to. That's why I do this, right? Like I'm retired. I've got my pension. I've got my benefits. That's great. I didn't want to work outside the home, right? That was my thing. I'm like, man, if I'm going to burn out from work, I want to benefit from it. I want to see the fruits of my labor. I don't want somebody else to take half the money that I'm earning them, right? That was my whole thing. And plus I'm like, well, I still had a child and my son was in middle school still. I was like, you know what? It would be nice to be able to be here. Like when he goes to school, when he gets home. As a matter of fact, one of the kids that he went to middle school and high school with, his parents now resell. They live down the street. Like they were at my house every morning, every day after school. And now they're resellers too. Like we'll text, we're like, hey, do you have any padded envelopes? Can I pick up a box? Like, it's great to have that connection, a reseller 2 blocks down the street.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. Some neighbors ask for eggs and flour, and they're asking for padded envelopes.
We're asking for tape and mailers.
Yeah, one thing I would like to go back 20 years and meet the Liz who was, like twice the speed you are now, because you're, golly, I can't even imagine. You're still you're so much a go-getter, and like just, type A personality. You must have been a whirlwind 20 years ago.
I don't know how I survived my 20s and 30s and 40s. And I don't know how I did it. I honestly don't. I don't know.
Liz, I'm going to throw this out there for Maggie. Okay. You need to be an ARC manager at one of the stores. There you go.
Let me tell you, I've done some of I know that she talked about like some of the promos and the TikToks a couple years back. I would do some of them, but she's found some amazing creators. The reason that I wouldn't want to go work at a thrift store is because I wouldn't be able to buy all the things. Like I would find
and just pluck out what you want.
I know. Well, they're not allowed to buy them on the first day, and I would like get fired day one. I'd be like, "Oh, I found the Louis Vuitton trunk. I'm out. I quit. Peace. Nice knowing you."
Well, you could technically open the store for like 5 minutes. All right, guys, we got to have everybody leave. Bear spray has been sprayed in here. Everybody get out.
Right.
And then,
oh my gosh, no, but I do. I don't know. There's days where I will still find some of that energy and go full speed and get through that thrift store, and like every new rack that they have out, I'm like, man, how can I strategically beat those three people, their eyeball that I know are resellers? How can I beat them to that rack? Or when can I anticipate this cart coming out? Or how can I get the manager to text me for the sales day so I can be first in line? Pre-COVID, I had an even better contact. They would let me go shop the storeroom before they put stuff on the floor.
Dang.
Even on clearance days. And they would just bring me carts.
Wow.
A little grease in the palms on the back door there a little bit.
Oh, yeah. So I would rather like get treat bags and donuts and DoorDash lunch to the whole store. Like it might cost me $150, but when this store has their big sale days.
Liz, I know we're running short on time, but I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. We started a conversation on Facebook the other day. I think lowball offers are a waste of your time. You disagreed. I think we need to settle it here, though. I still think it's a waste of time.
On Poshmark. So we were talking about Poshmark. And
I feel the same across the board, but yeah.
So Poshmark, I actually like any offer because let's say Johnny has, I don't know, that your hat listed, and Stewart goes in and likes it and doesn't buy it, and Wes goes in and likes it and doesn't buy it, and Liz comes in and be like, "Oh, you wanted $25 for it? I'll give you an offer for $5." What Poshmark does is they will send a push notification to Wes and Stewart and say, "An offer was just made on this item. Hurry, buy it, or put in your offer before it sells out." They don't know that I just lowballed Johnny for that hat. They just know that, oh, I forgot I was looking at that item and an offer was made, which means that I can make an offer. So maybe I'm going to hurry up and put my offer in. And I can't tell you, it doesn't happen all the time, but there are times when I will get an offer, $100 item, I'll get a $15 offer. I'm like, I'm not even going to entertain it. I'm not going to decline it. I will wait until the morning to counteroffer it. And sure enough, 10 minutes later, somebody comes in and puts in a good offer, or somebody will buy it outright. So those I don't even bother with. Like, I don't care. eBay, they don't send out those notifications.
We actually turned offers off on eBay.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
I turned off counter offers.
Yeah, that's
like
how we started.
Offers.
Yeah, we started with that, and then so we switched to free shipping. Probably about 4 months ago, and when we did that, we turned offers off because we're like, free shipping is your offer.
Yeah.
Have you seen a change in sales since you did that, Johnny?
I mean, our sales are up, but I wouldn't necessarily say that's why. The hard part is like you don't know the sales you lose out on. But we talked earlier that eBay gives you such good reports And just looking at those numbers, I feel like we just have a lot of people buying at our listed price versus, hey, I'm going to send you $5 or $7 off because I can. And I feel like it probably ultimately just washes out.
But do you send offers to your buyers?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and it's just crazy how all that works. You know what it is? If I were to get mad at every lowball offer, I would not have the energy to run my business. Honestly, there's like, I don't get mad at a whole lot. Like, clearly you can tell that the eBay offer change, I'm not happy with. I'm not going to change my mind about it. Nobody's going to change my mind about it. It is what it is. That's where I will focus my rage. It's not even rage, right? But that's where I will focus my rage. I don't have time to be bothered, to be mad at a lowball offer and to post about it and to come back and block people and raise my price and lower it and change my business model because Marcia in South Dakota sent me a $3 offer. I have other things to be mad about.
You're not as petty as Johnny is, though.
Oh, I'm petty. I just choose my petty. I can be petty.
It is funny, though. You mentioned that. It's amazing how many people get on the Facebook groups and will rant, 2 paragraphs about lowball offers they receive. And I'm like, just ignore it if it makes you upset and list things in the time you took to write that message.
That's how I feel now. But I will also go back 15 years when I started selling and changes were done and I wasn't immune to it. Right? I would have probably made the same post 15 years ago if that were a deal. So I try and keep that in mind. That maybe some people, it's kind of new to them to be mad about. So that's why, like Johnny said, it was a Facebook group and somebody's like, oh, this lowball offer. And I think my thing was, I don't get mad at them.
Yeah, I think it's just a fatigue because I think, and it's one of those things, and maybe it's like a reselling thing. Everything seems to come in waves. Like everything, like, oh, it's lowball offer day. Here we go. Right. And like you get to the 5th one and you're like, screw this. Like decline. Where like if it was like a one-off, like, nice try, buddy, and you just moved on, like it wouldn't. But I just feel like it comes and you're like, oh my God, did everybody get together? And is like, everyone send me 75% off.
There we go.
I get that way with return.
The show's over with. Get on this thing, and we're going to start firing off lowball offers.
I'm going to block all of you, every one of you, blocked.
That happens with returns.
Oh yeah.
Like I get a return, okay, fine, but then we never just get one. We get 5, and by the 5th return in a week, you're like, you know what? I quit. I'm shutting it all down. Burn it. Take the insurance money, right?
Yeah, once a month we're turning returns off, right? We're like, nope, never again. You're stuck with it.
Right.
So Liz, before we let you go, Johnny's always talking about some of the name brand clothes that they source. Give me 3, not necessarily your top 3, but give me 3 things that resellers need to be looking for out there as far as clothing is concerned.
Look, you talking to an ADD mind here that can think of 1,000, but my brain will give you like Walmart right now. Let me see. I do. So here's one that I just learned last week. It's a great seller is Anatomy.
Anatomy.
They make women's travel wear, jackets, pants, and they're expensive. Anatomy, I'm going to keep an eye out for. I'm in Colorado, so I like outerwear, right? Ski jackets, Bogner. I find a lot of that here. I'll sell that. Bogner Smart Wool is another activewear brand that some clothing resellers don't know about. Ibex is another outerwear that I always keep my eye out for. Very distinct logo.
Do you find a lot of Melanzana?
I've only found it once.
Really? Yeah.
Melanzana is made in Leadville, Colorado. You have to make an appointment
Oh,
You know,
wow.
it's on my
to the
bucket
store and
list.
shop. And they put limited things on their website. Like you can't just walk in and shop the store. You have to go online because everything is handmade in store.
Yeah.
Wow.
You can go to their website and find some things, but I found it at a Goodwill for $2.99.
Yep.
And they sell for 100, 150, some pieces
Immediately.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But I
on my
do like
bucket list.
outdoor.
Next time we're in Colorado, I want to schedule an appointment.
At Malanzana?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I'm never up that way. My husband travels around the state for work, and I'm like, I don't. That adventure. He's like, oh, but we could go drive the Golden Highway. I'm like, I'm not a good passenger on the mountain. I'm just not. I'm like this.
It's that altitude that gets me, you know.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can even feel it. I'm at just over 6,000 feet, but when we go up, I can feel it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like I've lived here for 13, coming up on 13 years. And there's times I'm like, I'll walk around the block. I'm like, whoo, I'm out of breath.
We went to a show at Red Rocks a couple weeks ago.
How were those stairs?
Oh my god! I'm sucking wind, like just like pulling the oxygen tank, and Lizzie's just like, I'm legit worried about you, and I'm like, I'll be fine. Like you would have thought I just like pounded off a carton of cigarettes.
And it'll sneak up on you, and it doesn't. Like I've had friends come to visit 3, 4, 5 times. It'll hit them like the third time, like it's random. It's like, no, I didn't get any altitude sickness. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been there twice. The third time, they're like, ooh, I've got a headache. I gotta lay down. I can't breathe.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm sucking wind, and then the air is so dry, you know, compared to like being on the East Coast. So like, my lips are chapped, my nose is bleeding, I'm sucking wind. I'm like, who the hell lives here? This place.
And Johnny's having a great time.
It's a great place. Trust me.
I'm going to enjoy myself tonight as he's walking up those stairs.
Well, that's the whole thing with Red Rocks. People are like, oh my gosh, it's a mile walk from the parking lot, and then you got to walk the stairs. Yeah. And it's such high altitude, and you're trying to have a great time.
And then like the whole place smells like weed. I just need fresh air. I just need oxygen.
It's the only place you're not going to get fresh air in Colorado.
I was just like floating. I was like, I need oxygen.
My husband went to a concert.
What concert? I don't even remember.
When I was active duty, my husband went to a concert, and he's like, come on, let's go. And I was like, probably a bad idea. I don't want to risk it. Like, not that concert. I know it's going to happen. Wait till I retire and we'll go.
Well, Liz, thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Finder Flippers Resell podcast. Tell everybody where they can find you.
I hang out on Instagram. I am at Colorado Reworn. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on, Liz. I know that even though we've known each other a long time, I mean, it's always good to catch up and hear what you've been up to lately. And we'll have to see together how all this eBay stuff works out. And so,
well, I'll be stressing together in January.
Are you going to come to Orlando next year?
Maybe.
So, for the same group we went up to Colorado with. So,
it's such a fun group. It was great seeing you again, Stewart, in Colorado and here. And Johnny, the next time you guys come to Colorado, let me know.
Yeah,
come hang out at the bins. And Wes, it's good meeting you. And if you come out to Colorado,
maybe we'll see you in Orlando next year. We might be down there too. So you never know.
Never know.
Either or, right? Either or.
Let's end on this real quick. Just Johnny and Wes, picture Liz and Doug hosting a podcast together, because that's one of the ways I first got to know them. And you can picture, we've had Doug on the show and you know how laid back he is. I mean, they were the perfect yin and yang. That was such a fun show. So
he's really easy to pick on, but in a good way, like not a bad way, right? We were like two siblings. They were like, stop, what are you doing?
Quit it.
What are you doing, man?
Well, Liz,
we should get the two of you back on together sometime. That would be like reunite you for
a reunion,
for old time's sake.
Liz, thank you again so much. We wish you a great evening, and thank you again for coming in.
Yeah, thanks,
you.
Liz.
All right,
You're
gentlemen.
welcome.
That was
Colorado, 3 for 3.
Colorado.
Who else can we ask from Colorado? We should have asked each of our last 3 guests to send us a list of 5 names that that we can ask to be on the show.
So
Well,
I think
he
for
did mention-
2026, Alabama is first. Do we just go state by state, and we just have a different reseller from each state through
Let's do
50 weeks?
50 weeks of resellers in different states. There you go. That's a good idea, Johnny. I like that. But Johnny, it is also the time of season of giving. Now, we don't necessarily have a package for Stewart tonight, but Johnny and I both have packages to each other. Stewart.
I was really worried about that bulge there. Hopefully that.
That is concerning. Hold on. Nothing's shaking.
Listening after bulge. It's like...
For the record, as a top-rated eBay seller, I would have packaged that a little bit better. No disrespect to you, Wes, but you weren't paying.
You were like, it's Wes, let it go.
I was like, Wes can't leave feedback on this, so he'll get what he gets.
Notice the bulge one more time. Look at that.
That is a special gift for you, Wes, for 2 reasons. One, it is the holiday season.
It is.
2, one thing we have yet to discuss was last Sunday's football game.
We have not discussed that. And I appreciate you not rubbing it in too far.
Yeah, where your Pittsburgh Steelers forgot that there was a second, third, and fourth quarter.
Well, they decided at halftime, we're ahead, everybody go on home. So that's what they did.
Play Renegade and turn the lights off.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. You want me to show mine first? Well, you know what yours is.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Look at him.
Yeah. Open them up and get them out.
He's kind of like Aaron Rodgers. His helmet is a little loose.
Let me see his nose, bro.
He might have a bloody nose.
His nose severed in 3 places.
Pretty much you showed up to play in the second half of the game right there.
Yeah.
My imitation of Aaron Rodgers. Crack.
Look how cute he is.
There you go. He's in a stocking. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like it, Johnny. Thank you so much.
That was from our Denver thrift trip.
Now, tell me the one thing you noticed that is wrong.
There is a logo on both sides of the helmet.
That is correct. It's only on the right side.
Clear.
So,
they must have had a surplus of money, and they could afford 2 stickers.
Well, they only get so much money every year, and they don't want to allocate anything else for 2 stickers. So, well, thank you, Johnny.
Guys, it's Cal.
It's Cal. I've now transferred Cal over to you.
Yes. The greatest shortstop of all time. Well, at least in my opinion.
Well, in your opinion. There you go.
Thank
there you go.
Sir.
You got Cal now. So he's in the rightful owner's hands. When I picked that up, I gotta get this to Johnny.
I love him. Now we both have to find something for Stewart.
Yeah,
Stewart
now we're going to
Stewart.
Stewart, we're going to take care of you.
All right.
Okay.
I do still have your Steelers, their Super Bowl program to.
Oh yeah. That's right. I forgot all about that.
Here to give us an excuse to meet to go out to eat or something one night.
There you go. It is closer to the holiday season.
Of reason to meet, where are we at?
We're at 474 subscribers, so 26 more.
26, Johnny.
I knew it was going to be in the damn middle of winter.
Well, you called it. You said it's going to be in January. So here it comes.
All right. Well, I'll start making my Dollywood plans.
Well, take your ball and start polishing. Get that ball polished up real good.
Dollywood closes for the winter in January. So,
oh man, when does she reopen?
Isn't it like sometime in March?
Yeah, something like that, March or April. But
I haven't been in 10 years, so
maybe we should all go ride rides together.
That would be interesting, wouldn't it? Motion sickness. we
I don't know if I could do it. I have not been on a roller coaster in. I couldn't even tell you. I mean, it's been 20 years at least, if not longer.
That's actually a good idea, Johnny. That would be fun to go to Dollywood and ride some rides together and video it.
Can we do it like Vacation, and we'll pretend that Stewart was John Candy?
Sorry, folks. The moose outside just should have told you. Oh, man. Well, that is all the time we have this evening on the Finders Flippers Resale Podcast. Gentlemen, episode 91.
Yeah.
Wow, 91. We're getting old. It's great. Big thanks to Liz for coming on tonight.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun talking with her. Now our challenge is to go find somebody else from Colorado to be on the show, because that is obviously what it takes to be a successful podcast. So
that's right.
There you go.
We all have our marching orders. We'll see you next week.
Well, gentlemen, have a great week of reselling, and we will talk soon.
Bye, guys.